Now, since the Russian invasion of Ukraine began, many brands and companies have been trying to distance themselves from association with Moscow by either changing their name or removing certain products from their stock.
Now, back in March, we spoke to the CEO of the vodka company Stoli, who helped launch a limited edition Ukrainian-themed vodka as a symbol of solidarity.
And I'm pleased to say the CEO, Damien McKinney, is in the studio with us this morning and will be able to tell us on how your company has adapted and changed since the outbreak of war. Welcome to the programme. Good morning. Good to see you in the flesh.
Yeah, good morning.
It's been an interesting few months, I would assume, for your business. And as things have not calmed down, because obviously we've seen what's been unfolding in Ukraine this week, but it has been possible for civilians to travel to the country. You've been one of those that's made the train journey into Kyiv. Tell us a little bit about what you saw and why you were going.
Yes, it was a long train journey, by the way. I went in June, and the simple reason that I went there was, one, as a former Royal Marine, there is something about going to the front line to really experience and understand what's really going on. So very much a sort of listening moment. The second is to frankly shake hands with the people that were our partners, were the consumers and others, to reinforce that, frankly, I see them as heroes. We all see them as heroes. It is quite staggering what they've been through. I, in fact, visited Bucha and Irpin not long after the withdrawal.
Right.
So you saw the wanton violence and vandalism. I've been a soldier. You don't do that if you want to then hopefully have some sort of normality afterwards.
Yeah.
But the key was actually to say thank you, particularly to those, and we have partners right up on the Russian border, on the northeast, 30 miles to the northeast of a place called Sumy. They produced our closures, our labels, critical parts for our bottle, and indeed were closed. So we lost about 5 months of operations. But the important thing was, go and see them and say thank you, and we're going to stand by you, whatever. Because to your point, a lot of companies, frankly, for business reasons or others, have left the country. Our view is no, we're truly going to not only put a flag up and say we stand by you, but we're physically going to be here with you. And then ultimately was to visit World Central Kitchen.
Just so we can get an idea of your business, you make vodka over there, then export it out of Ukraine to markets like the UK. Is that right?
Yeah, no. So we don't physically make vodka. We make the vodka in Latvia.
Okay.
So part of the story, frankly, was let's go right back to the 24th of February, when the invasion took place. The first piece there was, you can imagine, between the Thursday morning and the Saturday, a lot of people were very emotionally, and I'm on their side, standing against this illegal invasion and what Putin was doing. The reaction to any emotion, therefore, is to turn on somebody, and vodka was obviously the target they turned on. And all vodka was Russian, as far as they were concerned.
Yeah.
So in our particular case, we had to establish a few things. Number one was, we're made in Latvia. We are exported from Latvia, from Riga, all over the world. We actually have a broader portfolio of other products as well anyway, but that was really important. I think the second, particularly given the emotion, was where do we stand in all of this? Because I think a number of companies are obviously faced with, hold on a minute, there is a financial and commercial implication to doing all of this. Of course there was for us. But I think this is one of those where values are important as well. And we said, no, unequivocally, we stand against it. And actually that went right back to our founder, Yuri, who 20 years ago, I phoned him up, I think 6 o'clock in the morning, I put my PT gear on, looked at the news, I was abroad, took it back off again and thought this is going to be a very long day. I phoned Yuri, and his first words were, I've been telling everybody how evil this man is for 20 years.
Yeah.
And then the global town hall. So for me, this has been one of those moments where we've just had to stand up and as a brand and be seen to be counted.
And did you have a big market in Russia? And if so, presumably you were forced to rebrand in a way just in order to survive. And I just wondered if the rebrand has helped you pick up market elsewhere.
Yeah, no, Isabel, look, yes, we did have a market. Of course we did. I think the first thing was we just put a wall around it. Yeah. You can't mix the two. We had actually people operating in the company. We have Russians. We've moved them to safety. We've moved their families to safety. We've done all of that piece, including Ukrainians, where some of them are still fighting, and their families we're looking after them. But as far as we were concerned, I think the key here was stand tall and the good will win. Accept that it's going to cost you some money, and it has cost us certainly in kind of double digits over the summer period. But actually what we found is all our sales have come back. We're in double-digit growth. But I think our biggest concern in a world right now which is austerity and misery and everything else. It is about flying the flag high. So hence we launched the Ukrainian limited edition bottle. And we've just launched another one for Christmas season with Jason Naylor painting. So essentially say, even though times are tough, we have to stand tall and believe it's going to be better, and we have to fight for what is good.
Will you change your branding on your website? Because we notice it's carrying your old name on the website, although it's still named as Stolly on the bottles. Is that correct? I was told by a researcher that you hadn't quite changed it.
Really? No, I think it is Stolly. It's all changed. We are definitely Stolly. But one thing I will say is on the Saturday, when we were watching people pouring vodka down the drain, Yuri and I spoke and said, look, this is a moment. We've been talking about this for a while, but this is a moment to clearly do two things. Number one is distance ourselves from this regime, but not distance ourselves from the heritage and the recipe.